You ever run an ad, get clicks, and think, okay, this is the one, but then no one buys? Your ad looks fire, your website's clean, but for some reason, it's just not working. Meanwhile, some random 17-year-old on TikTok is scaling the same product to 6 figures. And you're just sitting there like, what the hell am I doing wrong? But here's the truth. Dropshipping isn't a guessing game. If your ads aren't working, there's a scientific reason why. Most people fail because they're fixing the wrong things. They're changing the color of the checkout button when the real issue is that their product sucks. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 7 layers of diagnosis, which is the exact system I've used to generate over 11 million in sales with and help hundreds of clients turn failing products into profit machines. And if you stay till the end, I'm giving you the full 7-layer framework in a free PDF. Let's get into it. Layer number 1, creatives. Let's start with the biggest reason most dropshippers fail. Your ads suck. And no, I don't mean they look bad. I mean, they don't make people feel anything. Most people make the beginner mistake of selling features. Some even go a step further and sell benefits, but what you're really selling is an emotional transformation. People don't buy because something is useful, they buy because of the emotional trigger you spark in their brains following what's called the MAT framework: motivation, ability, and trigger, which I go over in my other marketing psychology video. But in short, your ad needs to showcase the emotional shift from frustration to relief, or from insecurity to confidence, or maybe from hesitation into urgency. And the easiest way to know if your ad is actually good is by looking at the data. Okay, there's 2 ways to tell if your creative has potential. Number 1 is looking at the data. First, hook rates, your 3-second hold rate percentage. If people aren't staying past 3 seconds, then your hook sucks. Okay, a good hook rate is at least 35%. Second is going to be the CTR, the click-through rate. If your CTR is below 1%, then your ad isn't making people curious enough to click. And then third is organic presence. If you've tested your ad organically and it got at least 20 to 30,000 views, it's a huge indicator that it'll perform well as a paid ad, which is why I always teach beginners to start with organic and then push into paid ads once you have a proof of concept with a few videos. If those numbers aren't hitting, it's not the algorithm's fault. It's not your product's fault. It's not your website's fault. It's your ad. And 95% of marketers fail due to bad creatives. This is why I placed this as layer number 1. And on a side note, I see so many beginners making these same mistakes with their creatives. They try to invent something completely new when they should just be copying proven ads that already work. Here's what to do instead. You can use Shop Hunter, a Facebook ad library, TikTok Creative Center, basically just spy on 6- and 7-figure brands selling your product, or at least a similar product, okay? Go copy the exact ad structures they're using and make them your own. And once you've replicated those winning ads, compare your ad side by side with the winning ad and ask yourself, is mine just as good? If not, then keep improving it, okay? 7-figure brands have entire content teams dedicated to making top 1% ads, okay? Strategists, UGC creators, editors, etc. They've already done the hard work testing what already works. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just fix your creatives first. Before you blame your product, your store, or Meta's algorithm, start with your ad as layer number 1 of diagnosis. Because if your creative isn't strong enough to stop people from scrolling, nothing else matters. Moving on to layer number 2, media buying. Let's say your ad is actually good, but you're still not profitable. This is probably because your media buying skills aren't there yet. And by media buying, I mean running advertisements. Okay, this is where most people waste money, either because they're too scared to spend, or they're just dumping money blindly without proper structure and data analysis. So here's how to do it right, specifically for either Meta ads or TikTok ads. Step 1, stop overcomplicating testing. Use Advantage Plus campaigns on Meta, Smart Plus campaigns on TikTok. Don't run any crazy manual bidding, no audience stacking, no ABO campaigns. Just let AI do its job. Your creatives hold all the weight. Let the creatives do all the targeting and all the work, and let AI do the rest. At a higher level, you can start implementing manual strategies, but for now, you don't need to do that. This is how you launch new brands in 2025, okay? Step 2 is to actually read your data. Your primary metric is purchases. If your campaign or ads aren't getting at least the 2x ROAS, you need to cut it after around $200 spent. And this is going to fluctuate with your product price, of course, but usually $200 is a good budget to cut an ad to really maximize its potential. And then your secondary metric is going to be your CTR, which is click-through rate. And if it's below 2%, then it's a big indicator the ad doesn't work. If your CPMs are over $30, then either you're not targeting the right people or your product is highly competitive on both Meta and TikTok. Now, if people are adding the cart, but they're not buying, then your website or your offer is the problem. Your ad metrics are always going to tell a story. If you're not reading them, then you're just gambling, okay? I could create a 2-hour-long video on this, but I'll just leave it at that. And then lastly, step number 3 is scaling smart, not stupid. Don't Don't just double your budget overnight. Scale horizontally first. You need to test new creatives before increasing ad spend drastically. And you need to focus on your AOV, your average order value, well before focusing on improving your creatives. It's way easier to add in upsells and cross-sells and bump up your AOV or LTV before lowering your CAC, which means cost to acquire customer. So in simple terms, collect more from your customers before improving your ads. And remember, one of the easiest ways to improve your ad performance is to just have a professional media buyer or e-commerce consultant take a quick look at your ad account on a quick call and get a consultation. Sometimes it's better to pay for knowledge than paying more money on useless data with your ads. Very important tip there. And if you want me and my team to check out your marketing at any level, just click the link below and schedule a free consult. We'll take a look, help diagnose some of the constraints that you're facing for absolutely free. All right. Next is going to be layer number 3, website and CRO. Your ads are solid, your campaign is running, but no one's buying. The next problem you have to look at is whether or not your website is making people bounce. Now, think about it. How many times have you clicked on an ad, checked out the website, and then immediately dipped? It's usually because something felt off. Maybe the site looked sketchy, maybe the checkout was too complicated, maybe the price wasn't convincing enough, and here is how you're gonna fix it. Number 1, make your product photos look legit. Okay, this is the easiest improvement you could possibly make. Okay, you can use placeit.net to create professional mockups to make your product look highly branded and professional, almost like a professional photographer took them, but super easy to do it on placeit.net. All right. Number 2 is stack your site with real looking reviews. You can import them from Amazon or AliExpress, all sorts of Shopify apps for that, and make sure you have at least a few hundred imported 4- and 5-star reviews. This makes a huge difference. And then lastly, number 3 is going to be remove checkout friction. Sometimes people add too many options. They'll, choose too many products to choose from. They'll run a general store. They'll try to cross-sell too many things. What ends up happening is the customer's brain power gets overwhelmed trying to figure out what to buy, and the sale doesn't go through. All you need to do, or all you need to sell, is 1 or 2 options. That's it. Make it extremely simple. Okay, direct people to the product page if you're selling a lower ticket product under $60, and make the entire checkout process as minimal as possible. And again, I could dive super deep into 10 other things you could do to ensure your website is high converting and dive into bumping up the AOV and whatnot, but that's for another video. All you need to know is that if your ATC, your add to cart rate, needs to be around 10 to 15%, your conversion rate needs to be around 2 to 3%, and your cart abandonment rate shouldn't be any higher than around 70%. Next is going to be layer 4, product validation. Here's the reality. Sometimes your product just sucks, okay? On the contrary, I see so many people blaming everything on their product. But I can tell you from generating millions in revenue, 95% of the time, it's the marketing. It's not the product, okay? But if you've checked off the first 3 layers so far and everything's good, that brings us into layer number 4, which is product validation. Even if you have perfect ads and a great website, you can't sell something nobody wants. And this is where product validation comes in. If you're just picking random AliExpress products, you're already losing. Here's how to validate products properly, okay? You can use Shop Hunter or Minia to see what's trending. Look at those competitors on those apps. If no one else is scaling your product, there's probably a reason. You need to check the perceived value next, okay? Does your product look like it's worth more than what you're charging? That's the next step. You see, there's a delicate balance between selling highly saturated products and new untapped products. We always tell people to sell a product that's brand new to the market, yet has some good proof of concept. For example, if there's, 1 or 2 brands that are just starting to scale the product that you're selling into 6 figures per month, then it's a good sign you're getting in at the perfect timing before the product becomes super popular and everybody starts selling it. And if you happen to be selling a more popular saturated product at the time of watching this video, try attacking other European markets like Scandinavian countries, Germany, Netherlands, etc. I'm telling you, European markets are gold mines for products that have gained traction in the US. They're always about 6 to 12 months late depending on the country. And if you've done everything else right, your sales still aren't coming in, it's time to move on to a new product. Layer number 5, offer and pricing. Most dropshippers price their products wrong. For example, if you're selling something for $19.99 and wondering why you can't scale, it's because you have no margin for ad spends. Here's what I do. Number 1, I always sell products with a 5 to 10x markup. Yeah, very excessive, I know, but it gives me perfect conditions to scale. And I always drop my price down to the bare minimum break-even price point in efforts to establish proof of concept quickly and start gathering purchase data very quickly in the very beginning. I always test different price pricing models like bundles, upsells, and discounts right from the jump using apps like Aftersell. For example, I'll test a buy one, get one free against a bundle package against a, quantity discount, and then I'll split test all the traffic to see which one converts better on my Shopify store. And then lastly, number 4 is I have always pushed high perceived value products. So things that people feel are worth more. A bad pricing strategy can kill a winning product without you ever even knowing it. It's very dangerous. Layer number 6, execution and iteration. This is where most people fail. They test one ad, one product, one campaign, it flops, and then they quit. I see it literally every day. Here's the reality. Dropshipping is just testing and iterating. The difference between beginners and pros is that pros know how to analyze data and never quit testing. You have to be delusionally optimistic in order for this to work out. If your CTR is good, but your conversion rates are bad, fix your website. If conversion rates are fine, but the ROAS is low, then increase your AOV with upsells and bundles. Those are a few examples, okay? This game isn't about luck, it's about data-driven marketing. And lastly, layer number 7 is market adaptation. The market's always changing, period. The winners adapt fast, and in more rare scenarios, people fail due to this market fluctuation. And this is exactly why I put this at layer number 7, okay? If your CPM spike, adjust your pricing. If your TikTok account gets shadow banned, make new ones. If your ad account struggles, then maybe focus on engagement metrics to improve quality score, okay? If your product's seasonal, launch new products. The ones that succeed are the ones who adjust and move fast. So yeah, that's the full 7-layer framework for diagnosing what's wrong with your dropshipping ads. I'm dropping a private PDF breakdown of this entire system. Check out the description for the link to this PDF so you can always use it as almost like a foundational base of truth when you're running your paid advertisements. And if this video helped you out with at least one thing, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.